Hello everybody, this is PotterBrony, and welcome to another episode of Death Battle. This time we have Donkey Kong versus Knuckles. I am familiar with Donkey Kong, not all too familiar with any of the Knuckles, Sonic games or anything like that. I grew up a Nintendo kid, so... Anyway, let's just get it started, see what happens this time. In 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so here we go.
Guardians of treasure, champions of justice.
And prove that if you've got enough brute strength, you don't need to be smart to kick some serious ass.
Donkey Kong, defender of the world's largest banana horde.
And Knuckles the Echidna, guardian of the all-powerful Master Emerald.
We've already established that Mario and Sonic-related power-ups counter each other. For example, DK's Strong Kong could counter Hyper Knuckles, so for this fight, we'll be sticking to the bare essentials.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Okay.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Now this is the law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky.
Donkey Kong first,
the ones that shall keep it may prosper.
But the ones who touch Donkey Kong's banana horde must die. See, I know literature. Well, the parts about killing, anyway.
Long ago, an illegal pet gorilla famously did battle with his abusive owner atop a construction site.
The ape's name was Donkey Kong, and the conflict didn't go so well for him.
After escaping, he fled to a remote island with his son, also named Donkey Kong. His son would later bear a child destined to rule the island. This powerful ape was named, you guessed it, Donkey Kong.
Being a gorilla, Donkey Kong naturally loves bananas.
No. Real gorillas primarily eat plants, like stems and bamboo.
So this is the
and
grandson
sometimes
of the
termites
original
to fight
Donkey
diarrhea.
Kong, huh?
Too much info, Wiz. Well, this gorilla loves
Yeah.
bananas so much that he's hoarded hundreds for himself. And if someone tries to take away any of his delicious golden treasures, may God help them.
And yet his enemies have been bold enough to steal his entire stockpile several times, right out from under his nose. That's what happens when you hog every banana on the island to yourself. Just basic supply and demand.
You greedy
Donkey Kong
bastard.
weighs 800 pounds and stands about 8 feet tall. That's almost twice as big as a normal gorilla. He spends his afternoons as if he were a Florida native by finding ways to kill crocodiles, such as crushing them with his sheer weight, chucking barrels at them like his old man, or just straight up punching them to death.
The strength this ape wields is so tremendous, his very palms can shake the earth. And his trademark giant punch can send his victims flying beyond the horizon.
But just because he's strong doesn't mean he's slow. He can unleash
Alright.
a flurry of blows so fast he ignites the hydrogen in the air, creating explosions!
This is similar to a meteor catching fire while falling through the atmosphere at
Is that the explanation they're
25,000
giving?
miles per hour.
Or is that the explanation that was
telling
given
you,
about
Wiz,
that?
It's only a matter of time before the apes take over.
While common gorillas have impressed the scientific community by using basic tools, Donkey Kong is a little beyond that.
Yeah, he's got a shotgun. Like, I know it looks like he's just carrying around a log, but no, seriously, it's a boomstick that Funky Kong somehow made out of a tree that fires concussive homing coconuts.
It can fire in spurts, and
Why
if
not?
it shoots you, it's gonna hurt. At least, that's what the DK rap tells us. But what it doesn't tell us is that the series of grunts you hear from the Kongs is actually them speaking their own language.
Really? I wonder what he's saying.
Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer!
Mostly just that. Sometimes he sings too.
From on top of the white mountains, your glory rises high to the sky.
What? Alright, why not?
What the hell? Okay, I know I watched another show, but I do not remember there being any musical numbers, like at all.
Oh, there were 2 in every episode. 40 episodes in all. Your brain likely shut down while watching to protect your fragile consciousness.
I'd shower you with coconut cream pies.
Good one, Brain. I owe you a beer.
Donkey Kong has done some ridiculous things. With a clap of his
Yeah,
hands,
my
he
brain
can
would
create
do
a
the
shockwave
same.
strong enough to shatter meteors. Also, I exaggerate nothing when I say he ate an entire plantation of bananas in a single afternoon.
He's agile enough to dodge arrows on a narrow ledge and tough enough to survive.
I'm not sure how that'll help in
point-blank
a fight,
explosions multiple times.
But most impressively, after surviving an explosion that launched him into orbit, he used a fully charged giant punch to send a moon careening into the planet.
He apparently expands his power by using both his bananas and his body
Wow,
hair,
that's-
like a monkey Burt Reynolds. If he gets a haircut, though, he loses his power and looks really weird.
Wow. Well, perhaps DK's cranial deformity is linked to his greatest weakness. You see, Donkey Kong is kind of an idiot.
We're talking about an ape who didn't realize he was following his own treasure map until after he found the bananas it led to.
Or while suffering from amnesia, a pirate crocodile was able to convince him that he was a crocodile through song and dance. Donkey Kong joined in, singing about physical features he clearly does not possess.
He's also just as lazy as he is stupid. One time, he and Diddy were making a killing selling frozen coconuts and could have had all the bananas they ever wanted. But the simple task of just cracking coconuts open all day was too strenuous for the big ape. So he sold the business for a couple measly bananas.
Bananas are the only motivator that seem to work on DK, but they're also the only one he needs to bring out the big guns.
If something separates him from his precious fruit stockpile, someone
You're
is going
screwed.
to die.
Yeah.
Stopping me this time. Not a do it. You're gonna stop because that's what you do when you're faced with an irresistible force.
You made him sound too smart.
4,000 years ago, the Echidna race thrived due to their advanced technology and talent for warfare.
Now that's what I
All
call
right.
a pet. I know what I'm picking up at the pet store on the way home.
Just a heads up, the males
Yeah,
have 4
sounds
heads
awesome.
over penises.
What? Awesome.
Desperate for the power to command the world, the Knuckles tribe staged a raid to obtain the legendary power of the Master Emerald.
What they didn't know was that it was protected by a giant murderous water dragon with tentacles named Chaos. And it just killed the shit out of him.
Miraculously, a young Echidna girl survived and managed to seal Chaos inside the Master Emerald. The resulting energy output ripped the Echidna's
Chaos
home
Emerald,
into
right?
the sky to become Angel Island, perpetually floating so long as the emerald remained in its shrine. Sonic lore, everybody.
Centuries later, one final descendant of the Knuckles
Okay.
clan remained, and his name was Knuckles. So not the most creative
Why
branding
not?
in the world, but hey, Knuckles is the lone guardian of the Master Emerald, dedicating his entire life to protecting the family jewel.
Doesn't chuckle.
But he
I
spends
feel like
most
there's
of
a
his
joke
days
there.
sleeping and doing nothing. Because really, who's gonna fly all the way up to a tiny floating island just to steal a rock?
Why, the nefarious Dr. Eggman, of course. As a ploy, Eggman convinced
Yeah.
Knuckles that a certain blue hedgehog and a fox with 2 tails planned to steal the Master Emerald. Knuckles left to stop the thieves, and Eggman swiped the gem for himself.
Not the sharpest head on the dick, is he?
Without its energy source, Angel Island plummeted out of the sky. Until Sonic the Hedgehog literally beat the sense into Knuckles, and together they saved the day, forming a tense bromance.
Sounds like you've got an inferiority complex.
I have a what?
Oh, nothing. Never mind, Knuckles.
Since then, Nux has continued to try to guard the emerald. However, most people who try to steal it do. But luckily for old Red, he can track the Master Emerald using his treasure hunting skills.
And his special bond with the gem, which allows him to detect its presence and harness some of its power, which he can focus through the ancient martial art passed down through the Knuckles clan.
The ancient art? I'll punch the crap out of everything. No, really,
Yeah.
that's the answer to every single problem Knuckles has. Something in the way? Punch it. Need to climb a cliff? Punch it. Falling down a trap? Punch it. Punching not working for some reason? You f***ing know he punches it more.
You're taking this breaking and entering business way too literally.
Speaking of which, Knuckles can
That's all I know how to
so
do.
extreme, they create explosions by igniting hydrogen in the air.
Sounds familiar?
Knuckles
Yeah.
is fast, capable of running at least 100 miles per hour. He can also take to the sky and glide, reportedly by trapping air underneath his dreadlocks. Although there's no logical way those locks are aerodynamic enough to keep him airborne.
Hey, it's better than a tanuki flying with its nutsack. Then again, he could be twirling his dick.
And with the spikes on his fist, Knuckles can effortlessly dig through dirt and rock.
Fantastic.
Add on his attachable shovel claws, and he can even tunnel through solid metal.
With arms that stringy, it makes you wonder where all this strength comes from.
Well, his connection with the Master Emerald is responsible for much of his more absurd attributes, like gliding and punching explosions.
Nux can shatter boulders, dodge machine guns, ride atop flying jets and missiles like skateboards. Oh, and he can breathe in space.
He's matched and even trumps Sonic in battle, runs fast enough to cut holes in the ground, is strong enough to uproot massive trees.
Yeah, but what does he cut
Hell,
it to?
he's strong enough to throw this.
With a single punch, he can trigger a volcanic eruption. Doing so requires displacing pressure in a volcano's magma chamber. At minimum, this can sit around 2,280 feet or 1 kilometer below the Earth's surface. Knuckles had to have punched the ground with at least 3.9 megatons of force, over 3 times more powerful than the highest yield bomb in the known US nuclear stockpile.
That's cute. How about the time he punched the moon? One day, Eggman blew up half the moon and rebuilt it into a robot moon because, well,
why not?
He gets off on that shit.
Via remote control,
because
he can
reasons.
actually change the moon's orbit to create a never-ending eclipse.
But never fear, Knuckles just dove out into outer space and punched the remote control into dust, causing an explosion visible from Earth.
And returning the moon to its normal orbit.
But having these abilities isn't enough to let him win every time, especially when his biggest obstacle is his own brain.
Knuckles is illiterate, doesn't know left from right, and one time didn't realize
So they're
until
both
too
morons.
late that he was eating a napkin.
Hey, give credit where it's due, Wiz. When he did figure it out, he stuck to his guns and finished every bite of that damn napkin. It's dinner and cleanup at the same time.
He hardly ever strategizes before combat,
So-
preferring to run in swinging.
Hey, whatever works.
It doesn't.
So-
well, not all
whatever.
the time. And despite being mortal enemies, Dr. Eggman has duped Knuckles into allying with him on multiple occasions. It's happened so often by now, you have to wonder whose side he's really on.
Hey, his fists can blow the top off a volcano, so why waste precious time on things like reasoning?
Yeah.
Dreamboat.
I want to be just like you when I grow up.
Knuckles, you've been elected governor!
All in a day's work. Hey, that's not
Don't you
how...
wish?
All right, the combatants are set.
All right,
Let's end this debate once and for all.
They sound entirely too similar. I can make no prediction. I have no idea who's gonna win. So I'm just gonna go say Donkey Kong, because I know him more. Whatever. Oh, and stealing his bananas will turn him in, will make him rage. You're fucked. Oh. That was it.
Oh no.
All right.
How's that working out for you?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Alright, so far he's kind of hard for DK to catch.
Oh no.
That kind of did something too. No. that a dolphin sound?
Not as strong as you thought you were. Oh no!
Okay. Alright, why not? Yeah, they're not that bright, really.
Oh no!
Oh! How about that?
Knuckles may have
Okay,
had
so
the
I
engine speed and
guess I
agility,
kinda called
but
it.
his stubborn strategy of rushing in
Talk about that
played
later.
into
In a
Donkey
sec.
Kong's favor by keeping close and in range.
Both were tough enough to survive atmospheric re-entry and the vacuum of space, but only Donkey Kong has also survived an explosion strong enough to launch him into orbit in the first place.
Knuckles and DK may have punched moons, but both feats are not precisely what they seem. The moon Donkey Kong punched belongs to the Mario universe and is clearly smaller than our own moon. By comparing its size to that of Donkey Kong Island, we found this moon is approximately 2,775 feet in diameter and weighs 9.9 quadrillion tons. Knocking it out of orbit means DK punched it with a strike of over 3,000 megatons of force.
So not
Okay.
quite as impressive as punching our real moon, but hey, still way better than what Knuckles can do. Knuckles only destroyed a receiver controlling the moon's flight path.
And although the moon's orbit changed afterwards, it's unreasonable to say Knuckles is responsible. He has no other feat supporting this outlier, and the moon was previously established to move itself due to being part robot now. Sonic lore.
Knuckles' speed wasn't enough when DK was just that much stronger and tough enough to take anything thrown at him. DK just wasn't a kidneying around.
The winner is
Oh,
Donkey
God.
Kong.
They really stretched for that one, didn't they?
Next time on Death
Alright,
Battle.
let's see who's next.
All my years, I've never seen anything like that.
Wolverine, huh? I wonder who they're going to pit him against.
Hey guys, thanks
gonna
for
be a
watching another
tough
episode of
fight.
Death Battle. I'm Ben.
Whoever
I'm
he's fighting.
and next time is Wolverine. But who is he going to be fighting? Be sure to stay tuned to our social media websites, Twitter @ScrewAttack and Facebook official SA. We will be letting you know who Wolverine is fighting on Death Battle very soon on those websites. In the meantime, you can click the little annotation up there to go check out the latest Death Battle before this one, Goku vs Superman 2. And,
Yeah.
check out the Death Battle playlist afterwards. We've done over 50 of these episodes. I mean, it's a crap ton, so have a good time watching those back to back to back. And when you're done, you can check out our other show, Deska Death Battle. The latest one's all about Goku versus Vegeta. Who's the better dad? They're both kind of shitty dads, but who's the better one? We'll find out. And thank you guys for watching. We'll be with you next week when we talk all about the Wolverine.
Alright, so I didn't know exactly how that one was going to go. I was rooting for Donkey Kong because I knew Donkey Kong. Never really a big Sega player, if at all. So yeah, I'm happy with this one. Alright, so I'm just going to end this one here. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.